Hi, I'm Pat Murphy-Racey, and this video is about the Sony CX-455 and the CX-405. Now, this is a 455. It's the only one I can get a hold of. Unfortunately, it's no longer made. You can still find them if you hunt online, but the CX-405 replaces the CX-55. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between the two. But first of all, there's a lot that's the same. This is a tiny, itty-bitty, really lightweight, very convenient to use video camera. You simply open the screen, it's already there. You have a zoom right here that's really simple to operate. And then you can take photos while you shoot video, which is really handy if you're on vacation or whatever. Obviously, this is not like a pro video camera, but it's not designed for a pro. It's designed for just normal people that want to shoot video and get decent quality. A couple things about this. It's $229. The amazing thing about this camera is that it weighs 7 ounces. I think that's phenomenal. It does allow you to do clean HDMI out. What does that mean? That means if you're using this as a streaming camera, you can go into the menus and find HDMI, and then there's one menu that says HDMI info, and there's an option of off or on, and if you put off, it will take all the information that's on the screen right here and then remove it from the video as it sends. So it will take all that stuff away, and that means that you can use it at church as you're switching with an A10 Mini. It has a really nice wide lens. It's a 26.8 millimeter lens. Because the sensor is really small in this camera, the telephoto end of the lens is 804 millimeters, so it's a 26.8, so basically 27 millimeter to 800 millimeter zoom, which is incredible. So if you're on a ship or something and you want to shoot the shore, if there's whales out there, if you're just doing like sports from the stands, this is a great option. It won't weigh a lot. It's tiny. It'll fit in a purse, whatever. So this is also good for what's called POV content, and POV means point of view. So if you want to take a video camera and you want to bolt it on a roller coaster and then shoot point of view video as the roller coaster goes up and down and all around and upside down, you want something lightweight, and this is the ticket maybe for that purpose. There are a couple of other really innovative things about this camera. One, it has a built-in USB cord. Now this is how you charge the camera. And if you have other Sony video cameras or still cameras, you're used to using a different outlet, what's called the multi-shoe, to charge with. And if you can plug this in all day long, it's not doing any good. You have to charge with this, so the battery can only be charged with this cord. Now, one thing I found out the hard way, I bought one of these for my church, and we do streaming with an A10 Mini, and one of the things that happens is people unplug it, because you can just wire it up directly so it's always powered up with the AC power supply, and people kept unplugging it. When it unplugs, the battery dies eventually, and the way this camera is designed, the battery is essential for AC power. So if the battery is completely dead and you plug it into AC power, the camera will not work until there's enough charge in the battery to actually run the camera. So I found this out the hard way, and it's kind of a drag. So if you use this for streaming, which is great, this is a great camera to bolt up real high, maybe a wide shot of a church or a concert hall, whatever, and then you can just switch to it when you need to do something else on another camera that's got a zoom, for instance. So this is how I use this one at church. That's why I bought this camera, and it's worked great for that. This is ideal for like a permanent setup. You can leave the camera on for years, literally. So it has a built-in USB. This thing is really cool to be able to do this, because you can use any kind of charger. You don't have to buy the Sony proprietary charger. You can just use this and a cell phone plug for the wall, and you're done. Pretty neat. And then finally, one of the disadvantages of this, but it's also an advantage, is it uses only micro SD. So you basically have to open up this little door, and your micro SD card goes in this little tiny itty-bitty slot right there. And then up here, because this is the CX-455, you have a red outlet for microphone and a green one for headphones. So the CX-455 is kind of a better in one sense than the other, the CX-405, because it has those things. The CX-405 does not have either of those inputs. You can't do headphones or a microphone externally. So you are stuck with only the microphone and this camera. Now, if you're streaming, that doesn't matter because you're probably going to have a real camera, a bigger camera that's got a zoom on it that is actually hooked up to the system, the house system. And so this one, you just would not use the audio from it at all. But it's still a very, very useful little camera. It's really cool. This is only full HD. It does not have 4K capability, but it does a decent job for the money. $229. It's hard to beat. So those are all the sort of advantages of the camera. Here are the disadvantages. Micro SD card, no external mic jack, no headphone jack, no 4K. Also, here's a weird thing too. If you're going to record with this camera, there's no such thing as a pause on it. So every time you hit pause, you're really stopping the video entirely and you're creating a new clip. So each time you want to pause, you can't pause. There is no pause in this camera. It's just going to create a new clip each time you hit record and then stop. And that can be inconvenient because if you do that over a long weekend, say you go someplace for the weekend on vacation or whatever, you might have 193 clips that you got to figure out what to do with, and that can be crazy. The other thing is this camera is really not expandable, and this is really, in particular, the CX-405. Without the ability to put headphones on it and hear what you're recording, or an external microphone, which is kind of essential for decent audio with video, it's pretty limited. And then last, there is no wide-angle lens attachment possible. There's nothing with to be able to like put something on here and use that way. So that's kind of a drag. But the value of the camera is for streaming and for people that don't really care about 4K. They're not going to do 4K. If you just want something really lightweight and small to take on a vacation or do like record graduations or something like that, this is a good option. However, the battery that comes with the camera, this battery is a NP-FV50. This battery is really going to not last very long when you're recording. So just bear that in mind. You really want to get either a larger Sony battery or an aftermarket battery that fits the camera, because it's not going to be, it's not going to let you go very long. Your card is going to have a lot more space on it than your battery is going to be able to allow for. So that's it for the CX-405 and the CX-455. I want to say the CX-405 is the current model that's available, and you can buy it anywhere for $229. The CX-455 is no longer made by Sony, but it is possible to find one in old stock if you hunt on the internet. I'm going to put an Amazon link to it in the description below. So if that's the one you want, there is a possibility for you to get a 455 if you really want to have that good audio possibility and to be able to monitor with headphones. That's it for this one. I'm going to go to the next video on the next level up of cameras. Thanks for watching.